Fried bamboo worms. This exotic dish can be tasted in Latin America, as well as in China and Thailand. It has long been a tradition for Thais to start their dinner not with soup or salad, as Europeans do, but with plates of bamboo worms fried in oil. This dish resembles popcorn in flavor and texture. The worms have no distinct flavor, but they are very nutritious. They're not worms at all, they're the larvae of grass moths that live in bamboo. Well, that makes all the difference, doesn't it? Usually, to collect them, people cut the stems of wild bamboo. But not so long ago, larva farming was put on stream. Now there are whole farms where these insects are grown and then packaged in bags like chips. Cheese with cheese fly larvae. This specific dish from Sardinia proves that eating insects is the norm not only in Africa and Asia, but also partly in Europe. This product is made from unpasteurized goat's milk in which live cheesefly larvae are placed. Why do they do it, you may ask? The fact is that when the larvae are born, they start eating the cheese from the inside out. Their digestive system contains an acid that breaks down the fats in the cheese, making it very soft. And besides, the popularity of such cheese in Sardinia is partly due to the legend that this product is an aphrodisiac. And what people will not do for the sake of exploits in bed? Italians eat it with worms on it. It is believed that you can enjoy the cheese even if the maggots are still moving. However, this is not only disgusting but also dangerous. Disturbed maggots start jumping out of the cheese and can get into the eye of an inexperienced gourmet. No, we still prefer our food the old-fashioned way of staying still during a meal. Food from flies. Both adult flies and their larvae are suitable for eating. It is a valuable protein product that was favored by the Indians. The flies were cooked in the oven and served raw, and they were also used to make kachchabi, a mass of flies that could be cut with a knife. Today, flies as well as fruit with fruit fly larvae are eaten in Hawaii. In Asian countries, a specialty is fried rice with fly larvae. For its preparation, boiled rice is mixed with fried maggots, finely chopped garlic, pieces of pepper, seasoned with coriander, soy sauce, sugar, onions. And in Mexico they love to eat single flies as an appetizer. Japanese sweets with bees. Although many young people in Japan dislike this dish, wasp and bee dishes are still popular among the older generation in the land of the rising sun. They are prepared in different ways. For example, hatinko is bee larvae that are boiled with sugar in soy sauce. The result is a translucent, caramel-like mass that goes well with traditional rice and beer. It is worth noting that exotic dishes with bees in Japan are quite expensive. This is due to the fact that it is quite difficult to cook them. If you remember, they bite. By the way, to catch live wasps or bees, hunters have come up with an original and insidious method. Adult insects are tied to long-colored strings and released to fly to the nests of their relatives. You can also find canned bees sold by local beekeepers in Japanese stores. Chocolate-covered crickets. This unusual dessert will be a great gift for a real gourmet. You can buy crickets in chocolate ready-made or prepare them yourself. For the second option, you need to wash, dry and fry crickets, dip them in melted chocolate and give them time to harden. You can make candies by pouring chocolate into molds and putting a fried or baked cricket inside each one. Flour worm muffins. Cupcakes with an unusual ingredient are already baked in some countries, such as Latvia. They are prepared in the same way as regular muffins, but part of the flour is replaced with mealworm powder. As a result, the baked goods are healthier due to the increased content of protein, vitamins and amino acids. Dried mopane caterpillars with onions. In South Africa they prepare an unusual dish: dried mopane caterpillars with onions. For Africans, this is one of the main sources of protein, and collecting caterpillars is a serious business and can bring a good income. Raw, dried, pickled and smoked caterpillars are available in markets and stores. Caterpillars are prepared by hand. First the guts are squeezed out, then boiled in salted water and dried. They taste like tofu or dried wood, so they are often fried with onions to improve their flavor. Dragonflies in coconut milk. To prepare such an unusual dish, you need to catch dragonflies with sticks smeared with glue, and then fry them in coconut milk, adding sugar. The result is caramel on a stick with an unusual flavor and valuable composition. Flour worm ice cream. An unusual dessert of mealworms can be prepared on your own. To do this, take a glass of chopped worms, add 100 grams of melted butter, a spoonful of honey and the same amount of sugar, then whip the mixture in a mixer. Then add a few drops of rum and sherry and boil for 5 minutes. After that, rub the mass through a sieve and, reducing the fire to a minimum, hold on the stove until the composition does not thicken. The final touch, add a spoonful of lemon juice and put in the refrigerator until it cools down. Silkworm roasted with ginger. This dish is commonly prepared in China, Korea, Japan and Thailand. Silkworms are fried in a wok along with onions, garlic and ginger. But it is worth noting that the soft tender grubs, crispy on the outside, go well with almost any spices and vegetables. If cooked properly, they taste like crab meat or shrimp. In Korea, you can often find trays of boiled silkworms on the streets, and you can buy canned semi-finished products in stores to cook them at home. Silkworms are also loved in Japan, especially in Nagano Prefecture. The popularity of the insect in this country is so great that an astrophysicist even suggested sending silkworms along with the first colonists to Mars. And, indeed, how can they explore a new planet without snacking on larvae? Fried ants. Yes, you can eat them, also on a stick. Ants are one of the most popular among edible insects and second only to grasshoppers. They are eaten in Africa and Australia, Mexico and Colombia. And in the latter country, they are offered in movie theaters instead of popcorn. In villages, ants are usually cooked quite simply, spread out on a sheet, wrap and hold the cloth with the insects over the fire for a while. This snack has a sweet and nutty flavor and crunches pleasantly on the teeth. Australia, by the way, is famous not only for its beauty and kangaroos, but also for its delicious ants. They are also called honey ants. The fact is that these ants eat sweet nectar, and the natives consider them a delicacy. But you don't have to travel that far for honey ants. They are also found in small numbers in other countries, in South Africa and the semi-desert lands of North America. Grasshoppers for all tastes. One of the most popular dishes in Mexico is guacamole with grasshoppers. They are fried as quickly as possible while they quickly change their color from green to red. The insects are then mixed with avocado and spread on corn cake. You should not expect an outstanding flavor from a grasshopper, as from any other small fried insect. The dish will smell of the spices and oils used during cooking. In the Middle East, grasshoppers are boiled in salt water and then dried in the sun. In China, grasshoppers are strung on skewers like barbecue. In Uganda and its neighboring regions, it is common to make soups with these insects. Baked tarantulas. Baked tarantulas are very popular on the streets of Cambodia. The most skillful trappers of these animals can catch up to 200 spiders a day. And then they are sold like hotcakes at the market. In this country, they are fried in a wok with salt and garlic. As a result, the meat of the finished dish tastes something between fish and chicken. In Cambodia, tourists are even offered the entertainment of catching a spider themselves and then eating their prey. But in Venezuela, large tarantulas, which grow up to 28 centimeters across, prefer to be baked directly on coals. In Japan, a more elegant way of cooking these insects is used. The spider's abdomen is first torn off, then the hairs are scorched, and then quickly fried in tempura. It tastes almost like peanut butter. Are you drooling yet? Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.